Chapter 1F. In this chapter, we will look into the life products and how they had to redesign and reprice them multiple times to accommodate some big trends. So what trends are we going to talk about today? First, if you look around you, you find that you know a handful of people who are self-employed, others that run multiple jobs, others that have and will continue to change careers. In short, hardly anyone ever works for one employer until retirement. The old paternalistic approach to managing employees came with a layer of protection for the employees themselves, who were, all in all, well looked after, from their protection needs to their final salary pension. Now, the risk of critical illness or disability bears far greater consequences. The other trend that affects insurance and the pricing of it is more women being at work compared to, say, the 50s. No one faints at the sight of a woman CEO nowadays. I have just the right faces to show them some love. Third one. People with disabilities and long-term illnesses are no longer de facto excluded from the workforce. The best example I can think of is this restaurant in Japan that employs paralyzed people to operate robots remotely to wait on people in a restaurant. Mind-blowing. Number 4. Employers are far more cautious in assessing risks involved in work and take reasonable precautions to mitigate them. They look both at the nature of the work and the health of the individual. Can you think of the last time you saw a 7-year-old sweep a chimney or work at a factory? Number 5. In 2012, it was made illegal for insurers to charge a different premium to males and females. From an equality standpoint, I see the benefit. But purely from a mathematical standpoint, I fail to see the reasoning that justified it. Women live 4 years longer on average after all. Moving on. Number 6. Another factor that affected pricing massively is technology. The internet and other tech allowed the insurers to curtail their sales force to zero and move everything digitally, admin included. Nowadays, the IT systems on any insurer's website is able to accept or deny upwards of 50% of the applications. Imagine the amount of savings they're making by not having employees manually go through all these applications and validate them one by one. Number 7, one of the most important ones so far, is the commoditization of insurance products. Much like buying a bag of rice, most people boil their decision down to price. Coupled with the rise of online comparison websites, this applied a palpable pressure on prices and increased competition. And the best for last, smoking. To discourage people from smoking some 40 years ago in the US, some insurance companies started to segregate policies into smoker ones and non-smoker, with the naughty ones being charged a higher premium, naturally. Oddly enough, some insurers did not go down this route to avoid the work of having to reprice their premiums and add new offerings. But over time, they found themselves disproportionately insuring smokers, which oddly enough tend to live less in general. This happened because it costs smokers less to go with these companies versus going to a provider which relies on a selection criteria, that of smoker and non-smoker to begin with. This bizarre yet expected disparity led everyone to adopt smoker-non-smoker segregation in pricing premiums to avoid the anti-selection phenomenon we just described. Eventually, the industry moved to a preferred approach. Focus point. Preferred approach means that everyone can take out a base product with a fixed cost. However, if you meet one of the insurer's preferred criteria, you get discounts. These criteria can be proof of healthy living, like a gym membership, workout and steps tracking apps, although that brought about its own set of challenges like corrupt data, fake images,